Hello, everyone. Nice to see you here today, and thank you for having us. We are here to talk about delivering profits via marketplaces, which is what we do right now. And I want to introduce my colleague from Delivery Hero, it's Veronika Braun. She's working in Delivery Hero in the last 7 years. Right now, her position is a product director. And she's here to share with us her insights about product services and how you can use them on driving revenue.
And I'm going to introduce also my colleague, Haris. He works for efood, which is Delivery Hero's presence in Greece. And he's been also in the company for approximately the same time, we found out today. And he's managing the quick commerce business for efood. So just a quick introduction for those of you that maybe are not familiar with Delivery Hero. So Delivery Hero is actually an interesting company. It's not really a brand per se because we operate with many different brands all around the world. Delivery Hero is basically the mother company above all of that. That's headquartered in Berlin, Germany. That's also where I work. We have more than 50,000 employees globally, and we are present in more than 70 markets all around the world, from the Americas to Europe, Middle East and North Africa, Asia, so really all around the world. And basically our business model is with slight modifications similar in all these different countries, right? So we are a local delivery platform that offers different services to the vendors on the platform. We also offer delivery services, and we also have our own markets. We're a publicly listed company as well, and maybe you know some of our brands. For sure you know efood, that's present here in Greece, but maybe you have also heard of other brands that we have, Foodora, for example, in other markets in Europe, or maybe Talabat in the Middle East, or Foodpanda in Asia. So we have a quite diversified portfolio in terms of brands that cover our different markets. Our journey, so the company was actually started in 2008 in Berlin, and then we have gone through quite a lot of different changes over the last years. Very interesting for this context is obviously we acquired efood in 2015. So our friends from efood and us have been working together for the last 8 years. And then we went public 2 years later. And we keep, acquiring different brands around the world and venturing also into different kind of business models.
Okay, and a few things about efood also. Probably you already know them, but efood started as a marketplace that focuses on food and coffee. In the next years, as a platform, it evolved, and then it also offered delivery services to restaurants or other vendors. So it was working both as a marketplace model, but also as marketplace plus delivery model. efood expanded also in other categories. A few, let's say, months before COVID, and it was categories like groceries, convenience stores, electrics, gadgets, and things like that. Right now, efood has more than 2 million users all around Greece in more than 100 cities. In efood, there are more than 4,000 riders that supply the delivery service, and also efood has online more than 20,000 shops from various categories, as you already mentioned, from classic coffee, pizza, burgers, souvlaki, but also right now you can buy some gadgets, you can buy flowers, and you can buy other things from various categories. And let's discuss a bit the story from the physical to the marketplaces.
So yeah, I think this is the evolution basically of how commerce has gone through the last years. Many of you are familiar with that, of course. We started with the physical stores, right, which are the actual shops that would be, in the city centers or in the different neighborhoods. There would be obviously chains. There would be also small businesses. And of course, it's getting more and more, or it has become more and more difficult for these businesses to survive in a world where, a lot goes online and a lot of the marketing spend also goes online. Then the next evolution was obviously e-commerce, right, which brings the whole experience into the digital world, where we have really brand and marketing as the main drivers of traffic to these channels. And it's mostly something that, at least initially, mainly chains and big businesses were doing because it's quite, investment intensive and also complicated to actually run this. Also, the operations are not always the easiest, and so marketing, as we all know, right? Digital marketing is a quite expensive space. And then this is where marketplaces come into the game, right? So marketplaces And mostly digital, but there's also ways in which they come into the physical world when, for example, you have opportunities to pick up, etc., etc. And then the marketplace itself is the main driver of traffic. So the individual vendor doesn't really need to worry about this so much because the marketplace brings the customer traffic to the vendors. It's very, very accessible, so it's both interesting for kind of big players, but also for small vendors, and the user experience is something that doesn't need to be taken care by the individual vendor because the platform itself optimizes for that. So that makes it a very interesting and I think attractive next step in the evolution. So yeah, this is marketplaces really bring this whole e-commerce experience to the masses. Masses mean both in terms of customers, right, where everybody can really access it easily, and also in terms of the businesses. So whether it's a small shop, medium-sized chain, or a really, really big one, everybody can leverage the power of marketplaces. And this was what we're going to explain a little bit more in the next steps.
And now the marketplace is evolving in all categories, not only in food category like efood, but also in other categories, and you see how they evolve over time. As we already mentioned, we started from food only, but right now a marketplace like efood has expanded to other grocery shops, electrics and flowers, and also big supermarkets like Sklavenidis that joined efood. And all these vendors have to choose between vendor delivery and do their own operations or platform delivery. So it's very easy from a shop right now to deliver online, even if they don't have their own site, even if they don't have their own delivery service. It's very easy joining a platform like efood to do the whole thing as a 360 service, both on online sales and on last mile services. And here we want to stress a bit how big are right now services like efood. Here you can see the search volume in Google of efood versus top Greek restaurant chains combined versus delivery generic search terms. And as you can see, efood is by far the most popular search query out there, outperforming all the chunks together. And as you understand, as the time passes, the people more and more search for efood when they actually want to eat anything or deliver anything in their homes. So it's like the word efood becoming more and more similar to delivery word. And if you add up that more than 70% of efood traffic comes directly into the apps and into the website, you understand that there is a huge volumes over there that can serve all these restaurants. And as you understand, this is the #1 destination for delivery in Greece. That's why we like to say that that efood is the delivery in Greece, because right now we see that the intention of customers in Greece when they want to deliver food is mostly efood rather than searching for other terms of restaurants or delivery in general. And also, it's not that there is a huge audience, but it's a huge audience with big volumes that's qualified. It has strong intention when they join the app to order food or groceries or other good at the moment they search. So all this traffic over there is very qualified with, let's say, big buying intention. So, if any business out there is considering to be presented active in things like Google, Facebook, and do advertising, and have Google My Business, and using all these services and tools, these businesses should also consider to being part of platforms and marketplaces, eat food or other goods, maybe food in other sectors like electrics or fashion, maybe other marketplaces. But right now, marketplaces is a whole market, and in some industries and some countries is even bigger than the market that is outside the marketplaces. So marketplaces are strong. And top brands know this. You know some stories from the Greek market with Sklavenidis that launched their online delivery via efood platform during lockdowns. Also Delivery used efood to launch their online delivery. McDonald's didn't have delivery before efood, and they also use efood riders. So it's a full 360 service for McDonald's out there. You also saw Domino's joining efood lately, and they are listed. They still use their own riders, but they use efood as a revenue channel. And you also see the example of KFC, another big player. KFC are listed on efood. They use efood riders, but also they leverage other services of efood like efood's loyalty program. So KFC build their own loyalty within efood, and that's important.
So I want to talk a little bit now about different product capabilities that eFood, but also our other platforms within Delivery Hero have to actually help vendors, both in terms of awareness, but also in terms of increasing conversions and also retaining customers. So the first one that we're going to look at is the piñata. Maybe some of you know that. Who knows piñata on eFood?
Yes.
Pretty good. Basically, I can stop talking now. But I think piñata, the interesting thing is obviously from a vendor's perspective, right? It's not just something that, as a customer, it's obviously great. So you get discounts on vendors that maybe you haven't tried yet, or vendors that, you haven't ordered from in a while. On the other side, for the vendors, it's obviously a great way of actually, getting more visibility with customers that might not know about them yet, or customers that maybe kind of a little bit forgot about ordering from that player. So Piñata is one of these ways in which actually through a marketplace like eFood, vendors can get more exposure to potential customers or to existing customers. The next one are different kinds of campaigns. So like, for example, some of you might know these campaigns like, buy one, get one free, or different kind of deals, etc., that are very heavily pushed by marketplaces like eFood themselves. So basically, there's no extra advertising needed for vendors, but they can choose to participate in these campaigns in order to, again, get more awareness, to get new customer acquisitions or also incremental sales. And similar also a way in which customers can get more, ideas of different vendors on where to order from, which is the dynamic recommendations. There's many different ones on eFood, but for example, you will have these sections that are picked for you, where there is obviously a logic behind what is recommended to the customer and what might be interesting for them in that moment. And the next one is one that we already heard that KFC is actually leveraging. So it's a loyalty program that sits within eFood, but that every vendor can choose to customize for themselves. It's called Rubies, right? So it's like basically replacing the old stamp cards that we all used to have when you buy a coffee, and then after 5, 10, whatever, how many coffees you get one free. So a similar way is how Rubies work, and this is also an opportunity to obviously make customers, increase the frequency of orders, but also to come back to you as a vendor because they are collecting their stamps basically within the application.
And also, you can see that many shops and vendors don't stay within the platform, but they go outside the platform. They use their social media, they use their flyers, they use their delivery bags to do things around sending traffic to the marketplace. You can see some examples here. There is a restaurant that use eFood testimonials as a social proof or their social advertising. There is another restaurant that uses the eFood tagline that you can deliver with one click, and they use it also to promote their restaurant, but they send the traffic on the platform rather than sending the traffic on their own channel. And the platform is always more optimized. It has a lot of registered users, and it's much easier to convert in a platform like eFood versus a normal website out there. And also you can see again KFC on their official Instagram account. There is a order food button. If you click it, then the Instagram sends you to eFood to order online. So marketplaces have many services within the platform, but also there are a lot of interesting ways that you can use them outside the platform and send traffic to the vendor page and increase sales. And also there are some interesting ideas we've seen in the past. We've seen campaigns activating things into the delivery bags and things like that. So when you think about the platforms, you need to think how you optimize within the platform, inside the platform, but also how you optimize for the platform, but outside the platform. And also you can see that there are also massive opportunities for consumer brands within these kind of marketplaces, because their products are sold within the marketplace from various vendors and restaurants. Some examples here: MasterCard have built their own gamification campaign within eFood the last years. So you can join the campaign, you gain levels, you have missions, you gain points, you gain prizes. It's a full tailor custom made loyalty for MasterCard within eFood. You can see Unilever that has the ice cream campaign every summer within eFood and promotes ice cream related deals in various restaurants. And you also see the example from Coca-Cola. You may see it a lot of years, but there is this Coca-Cola reminder in the checkout of eFood. Who have seen this? Similar like a piñata, I would say. So there are various ways that big consumer brands can also leverage marketplaces to drive revenue. And some learnings here from our side. And then we'll have also some questions if we have time. But the marketplaces are growing fast, and you need to think out of the box and use their services to grow your business. You can grow your online sales via marketplaces without deep tech expertise, without big investments. You don't need to have your own platforms. You don't need to have your own marketing teams, and you can sell online very easily. You can leverage these platforms, features and services to achieve your goals based on your needs. You can be much more than just listed. You can go and have special promotions, deals, be part of the special listings, and use your own loyalty programs. There are a lot of tools you can use to grow within the platform, driving revenue. Also, you can use your data and the platform data. Many platforms out there provide data to the businesses in order to measure the performance, the incrementality of their actions and strategies. So use the platform data that you have. And there are opportunities both for vendors and consumer brands within big marketplaces. So again, here, if you are a consumer brand, you can think of how you can leverage all this traffic and vendors online to drive your own sales. That's all.
You can share the microphone now. Okay, we have 4 minutes. Is there any questions? No questions at all? Not even for Piñata? There are no questions.
That's either very good or very bad. Let's say it's very good.
Let's say very good. Oh, you have one. Even though you can make the... you understand Greek, you said. You will make it in English.
Are there any specific criteria for a business to join efood marketplace, or any business can join?
I think that any business can join. Probably it should be within one of the categories that platform has right now. If there is a category that platform don't serve, I don't know, massage. Okay.
Why not? That's a good idea.
Maybe it is a good idea, but for the future. Yeah, but if you are part of one of the many categories we serve, yes, you can join efood. There are no other criteria. The market will decide.
Κάποια άλλη ερώτηση? One more. Το όνομά σας μόνο. Να το πείτε στο μικρόφωνο.
Κώστας Θεοφιλόπουλος. What's the cost of for a brand to participate in efood? Can you provide some hints, please?
Okay, the cost depends if you use the marketplace service or the own delivery service. It also depends of what category the vendor is. There are also some commissions per category, but you can find commissions for marketplace around 10% or more, and for own delivery around 25% or more. For marketplace, I mean platform delivery.
Μπορείτε νομίζω να τα πείτε και από κοντά, δεν... You will be around, right?
We'll be around for a while.
For a while, yeah, you're here. Okay. Ένα χειροκρότημα παρακαλώ, ευχαριστούμε πολύ.